Bring the mics in slowly. Let my beat drop out. Let it fade. Let it fade. Intro vid, thank you very much. Do your thing. Hey, shout out to the man who shot it too as well. We may actually have this man in the room too with us. Hey, we live, baby.
Hey, we in there.
Good evening.
What a fucking week.
Hello, what a fucking week.
Oh my God. Hey, once again, your host, BNY Network. What a fucking week with BNY. Lessons in love. AJ, tell me how my audio sound too as well. Text me on the side. You can just drop it in here. Shout out to District Studios down in Virginia, who will be District Studios in DC here officially. Round of applause for that. Looking forward to Virginia bringing their work.
Expansion and growth.
Exactly. We had a great conversation last night too as well. Got a lot of things on the table. Hopefully we can bring y'all. Give us some time. We're getting there.
Eventually.
Hey, absolutely. But enough about me. Oh, by the way, it's a storm outside. So if we get shut out here, it's not because of me. It's not because of anybody here, because the power went out. And if we did, we go Facebook Live on the phone and try to deliver a little bit of content.
Hey.
But without anything being said, no need for introductions. The man right here to my left, someone's knocking at the door.
I guess.
Yes, stand by. We're going to leave that seat empty. You're going to open the door. Come on in. Oh, damn. There it is. Hey. The underground mayor of DC, ladies and gentlemen, just walked in. Have a seat on the black couch, please. What's going on with you, baby? There it is. Hey, go and get the dabs out the way. Introductions, all that. There it is. You love to see it. Hey, one time for my guy, Dev, right here on the red throne. Round of applause. Dev, how the week been?
Sensational.
Sensational.
It's been a good week, man. It's been a good week, you know. As I say every week. Yo, I'm just glad to be back in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, highly favored. This week has been crazy, but it's been a good week, you know.
Absolutely.
And I'm just glad to be back right now. Yo, this is love. We got my man Miko back. You know, shout out to Miko for the intro, all the good camera work that he's done for us. We got his fam here too, so we got a special guest.
Thank you, AJ.
Coming from. I'm gonna let him shout it out. Hell, where he comes from, man. But yo, it's been a good week, man. Another Friday, we're gonna knock this out, get it done. Yo, and we're gonna make it happen, Captain.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the live listeners right now. Your comments are appreciated. If you're watching, please go ahead. I'll have Dad clean the house a little bit later, but I'll do just a little interjection. Just like the page, go and give us a share too as well. If you love the content, we grow with you, so we can grow up together.
Absolutely.
But with all that being said. Hey, go couch. Round of applause for it. We'll get to our special guest here in a second on the right side of the go couch. Your left if you're watching. But Miko, welcome back, man.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be in your presence once again.
Oh my God.
It's definitely awesome always to be back on the podcast, the Go Couch especially. I feel blessed. It's been a busy week, but at the same time, got a lot accomplished, a lot of things done with work. Ricky and I was working side by side again.
All week.
A lot of shit done.
All week.
But we here now. We celebrating the success of this week. So glad to be here.
We'll raise a glass to it. If you don't mind, Miko, you brought somebody with you that we've talked about earlier through the week.
Absolutely.
We got a Pharaoh in 2021. If y'all want to know what he looked like, that's what it looks like.
Absolutely.
All right.
This is my cousin. He's like an older brother to me. Pretty much, he is pretty much my older brother, and goes by the name of Masoy.
Thank you, everyone.
Yo, welcome.
Hey, Masoy, round of applause, round of applause, round of applause.
Thanks for the invite and the invitation. I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting.
Hey.
Where you hail from?
Well, right now, I used to live in D.C., but now I'm actually living overseas in a country called Bahrain in the Middle East.
Okay.
Oh, we're familiar with Bahrain. Yeah, we know Bahrain. Yeah,
I definitely have different perspectives of dealing with what goes on that side of the world. So hopefully I can bring a little insight to, whoever's listening and enhance whatever you got going on.
Absolutely.
Okay, and after this pod too as well, we're gonna talk about a little bit of lessons of love, because I want to hear how relationships work on the other side of this world, on the Eastern Hemisphere, as they say. So,
Absolutely.
all right. At this time, we're gonna let Deb clean the house up. So, without further ado, cameras on you.
So y'all know every week I come through with the same thing, man. As far as like what we do, how much we love doing it, and how much we appreciate everyone's contributions, right? From watching, commenting, and sharing. With that being said, man, this is what I like to call our Showtime special, right? And shout out to the PNP, man, for giving me the inspiration for this, man. But
PNP.
Yo, PNP, Poor Man's Podcast, and YouTube. You can look them up, find them, like, subscribe. But I call this our Showtime special, right? If you like the show, you're watching it, you know what I'm saying, you're contributing, whether it's in comments, either live stream or even later on. If you like the show and you're watching the show, take the time out to like, subscribe, share. YouTube, the post, the live feed is public, so you can share it to your page, friends page, whomever. The only way that we're going to grow is by the contributions of all of our, contributors, fans, everyone like that. That's how we grow. That's how we continue to do the things that you guys want from us. So take that time out. If you're going to watch the show, take the time out to like and subscribe.
Yeah, appreciate it very much. So what do we do here on What the Fuck Week with BNY? So we're a news commentary podcast. There's a little bit different lessons love we do on Wednesday. We talk world issues, we talk local issues, and at the end of the day, we're just trying to, I think Miko said it, and maybe you can correct me too as well if I paraphrase your words wrong. We're here to like minds, a collective, to talk together and solve things out. We ain't saying we got all the answers, but we're going to have a civil conversation about some things that's going on in the world, and then from there, we'll attack it and see what happens. And hopefully at the end, we can reach some kind of consensus. If not, that's cool. Agree, disagree, is no problem with that. Hey, no ego. Everybody's humble, but everybody's going to be heard here.
Absolutely.
All right. With that being said, we got a couple topics we're going through tonight. Shout out to PJ Washington. Brittany Renner.
That's a big
A little more on that later.
Yeah, we got a local business individual that's in the state of Maryland that's pretty angry with the new the mask mandate. I'll read you his words and we'll talk about it. No name, no business. We'll just approach it as such. But we're gonna first start with Governor Cuomo. Cuomo.
We're literally
Cuomo, yeah, him.
That guy.
Him. So recently, we talked to him on a past podcast too as well.
Absolutely.
And Miko famously said on TikTok, he is the governor of New York. You need to fuck your staffers. All right? The man said it. You can watch this on TikTok, by the way. We've got a great following there. Just did 16K off a video that I posted last night. Yeah, great.
Numbers.
Actually, we did 33K off of 2 videos we had last night. But it's a humble brag. We just throwing the numbers out there. It is what it is. Yeah. But so Cuomo, we saw everything that was going on with him recently. He's trying to fight the sexual allegations. He had the PowerPoint video of him touching and hugging everybody. He's not handsy. He's Italian, according to his words, not mine. Look, I'm going to read a little bit of article for reference, but we're all pretty much familiar with it. Had a pre-production. Miko, you got the shot last time. We're going to start with you.
Okay.
Bring that mic a little bit closer.
No, I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna come up a little bit. So,
Okay.
Andrew Cuomo. He is a very versatile man in the state of New York, and in terms of being from this, was he from originally the Bronx?
His father was governor too as well. He's New York.
He's from New York. He's from New York regardless. All right. And the way he handled the pandemic last year with the state of New York, for the most part, he did a good job. For the most part.
I think most would agree.
Most would agree.
I would disagree, but go on.
But when this whole aspect of sexual harassment, sexual allegations came up on his name. I'm like, all right, 1 or 2 allegations, that's okay. One can fight that, but several coming up, bruh, you can't sleep with your subordinates. You can't sleep with your coworkers. That's just law.
You can't
not
attempt
law,
to.
but that's just uncouth.
It's an
all right?
unwritten rule.
It's an unwritten rule.
No
but
ethics.
By public opinion, social opinion, it's not a good look. All right, and you lay down with what you sleep with. Period.
True.
You lay down with what you sleep with, and that's, to me, it's just kind of like, hey, you knew what you were fucking doing, and as simple as just caressing someone's back, you are the governor of New York. Plain and simple. You have to look good on all 360 degrees of the camera. Like in front of the camera and behind the camera. You got to look good in all aspects of it. You fucked up.
That's tough.
And you got to pay for it. Plain and simple.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to the Go Couch here. I'm gonna let Dev cook, and we'll let our esteemed guests go ahead and get it from there. Red Throne, please.
I think it's so it's not even like about conspiracies for me at this point. But if y'all recall, like Cuomo was like a staunch against opposition to 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Him and his dad had no bones about it. They just did not like the guy. They were against it, against him and everything he had going on. And they just really didn't care. Like, they stood on their platform. They stood where they were, the power that they wielded being, New York, which is what, the largest populated state, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, they had the backing. I just think it's very coincidental that this is all starting to come up now, in the midst of, on the tail end of the pandemic. Not necessarily through it, when people were agreeing with him and they liked what he was doing, and there were some disagreements there, but here it is on the tail end when, this guy has a very real chance of running during the next election, for the president. I'm mind you, very real chance to kind of get out there and to grab at like a really, really good following. I think it's like, no, I'm sorry, not coincidental, non-coincidental, because this isn't a mistake that this comes up now. We've seen it so many times in like politics and pop culture and celebrity-isms, whatever the case is. Like, when people are starting to make significant moves and they're doing stuff that creates waves for the status quo, something pops up. Oh, he was this, he was that. Oh, I'm not saying he did or didn't do it, but what I am saying is, why now?
Cancel culture is still running rampant.
Oh, and that's a whole issue in itself. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's there's no coincidence that this is coming up now, where he's done in a lot of people. He's done a lot of good, and he was a voice for a lot of people that
I gotta stop
disagree.
saying he did good.
Huh?
I gotta stop saying he did.
Yeah,
good,
I ain't gonna say good. I'm not saying good, because you can take a lot of negatives from, like, even what his father did and with him doing. You can take a lot of negative, but in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people liked him. A lot of people F with them, so like we like to say. And then here it is, all of a sudden, this starts coming up, the chirps. Because you remember, like, last year, the year before, there were chirps about it, and it died. It kind of, you know what I'm saying? It kind of got buried for whatever reason. However it came about, it kind of died down. But then now, all of a sudden, it's resurfacing because he's taking such a hard stance against certain things that, his quote-unquote esteemed colleagues feel like he may or may not should be doing. I'm just saying, it's weird. It's weird. It's the timing of it. I don't like the timing. And it's never like a very definitive, y'all remember 45. He was grabbing him by the P sleeve. He was grabbing him by that, right? He said to himself, It's nothing ever very definitive like that. It's always like the whispers, the rumors. Oh, he was this, he was that. And we talked about it last year. Look, at what point do we acknowledge and accept humanity? Like, yeah, it is taboo to sleep with your subordinates. It's taboo to sleep with coworkers, but that doesn't make it wrong. And so at what point does a man in power or anyone in power get to just be a human? If you see an attractive woman and if she's looking at you as a man in power, when do we allow for humanity to come in and just like, yeah, you know what, like, she's attractive. I might slang and bang. You know what I'm saying? But then it comes back later on to haunt you because you're in that position. Like, we're basically telling Cuomo that he's like in his late 50s, early 60s.
He's in his
early 60s, right? We're telling him like, no. All those 33, 35-year-olds that's walking around, 20-something-year-olds that's walking around with the nice tight dresses. No. Don't you shouldn't even be thinking about that. We're the 57-year-old divorcee, you know what I'm saying, that's a stay-at-home grandma.
Y'all hear this, man. Y'all want to interrupt him at any point, please?
Are we saying that he should only be reaching out to that demographic? Because it's taboo to sleep with people where you work, but that doesn't make it wrong. And so I don't know all the allegations. I'm just saying it's just weird, the timing of it.
Oh, my God.
And all this type of stuff. It's just weird. That's all I'm saying. I don't like it. But wrong is wrong at the end of the day. If he's wrong, he stepped down. He did what he's supposed to do. Cool. But timing's off.
All right, hold a second. Pharaoh, I'm going to let you cook here in a second. But let me read you a little bit of this article from USA Today.
Clear it up.
I'm going to get back to you a little bit later.
Look, clear it up. I have no bones about walking back my statements if it's wrong. I'll walk it back and I'll apologize. But show me something that says like, yo, okay, yeah, you might have been a little bit off, Dev. All right, I'll walk it back.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to read this, then you cook. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced his resignation on Tuesday. Like I said, this is from USA Today. Under the weight of sexual harassment scandal that has engulfed his administration that rode his political future, capping a remarkable and rapid fall for a governor whose national profile had risen to extraordinary heights during the coronavirus pandemic. Do not forget, the man won a daytime Emmy for all the press conferences he was doing too as well, which I think is extremely strange for a politician to win an Emmy.
It is.
Obama won he won a
Nobel Peace Prize.
Exactly.
Oh, the Peace Prize is different. That's
same.
Well, world leaders a Peace Prize. Nelson Mandela won it. You gonna blame him too as well?
Okay.
Let me continue. Cuomo, a Democrat, said his resignation would take effect in 14 days, and in a decade-long run into office, he dedicated most of his adult life to keeping within his family. First as an advisor to his father, the late Governor Mario Cuomo, before winning 3 terms himself. Let's see. It's a woman's going to take his place. It's going to be the first governor of New York temporarily. Her term's going to run through 22. All right. So his administration faced criticism, COVID. We'll get to that. All right. So more damaging. The most damaging and ultimate fatal blow came August 3rd, which was today's the 13th. So 10 days ago, Friday the 13th. Maybe we get to that a little bit later. The most damaging ultimate final blow came 10 days ago when State Attorney General, I can't pronounce, I'm not going to try to do that. Last name James. I ain't trying to fuck nobody's name up. Office released a report that found Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women, included 9 state employees, the 35-year-olds in the dresses. Yeah, those, the ones he was talking about. Violating various state and federal laws along the way.
Okay, so he was wrong then.
Pharaoh, what you got?
Well, those 35-year-olds and 25-year-olds in them dresses, you got to understand the power dynamic between those 25-year-olds and the governor. That alone in itself is a moral dilemma for the governor.
True.
And because, he's had a long run with his family being in that position, he got comfortable. Versus a new individual, hadn't had power. This is your first chance to get it right. You're trying to make sure everything goes right? I mean, he was running high for a long time. He was running hot for a long time.
I got you.
You're going to make mistakes, but most leaders, and they tell you this in the military, you have a moral obligation to make sure that, you know, you don't wield that power, you know, on those
Improperly.
beneath you improperly, because you're probably going to be the only one that's going to be held liable for that. And with the dynamic of, you know, the political situation and what's going on, like, he had to know he had a target on his back. He's running hot. He just won an Emmy, right? 45 is in office, or, you know, or just left office, and there's a woman behind you. Think about that. Look at the timing of that. Right? Now we got the first one. Is this the first woman? Mayor of New York?
Governor, yeah.
First governor? Now the door's open, right? For anybody else to walk in it.
True.
Right?
True.
It's kind of his fault. I mean, but men in power should know people are going to come for you. Because guess what? You're the one in the seat. If you show any sign of weakness or
They're
impropriety,
going to exploit it.
you're done. Game over. Now, there are those who are able to sweep it under the rug, push it aside, or just not, you know, leave. They can survive it. But in cases like this, and I explained to Miko, you know, earlier today or yesterday, I've had friends who've been accused of sexual harassment because they didn't call the chick back the morning after or weeks after that. Come to find out, she used that as a trump card against him. His career is still damaged because of the allegation.
Of course.
But nothing happens to her. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, whether she should or should not go to jail, but it's a very delicate dilemma. Like, who do you believe in a situation where two people are in the room and the only thing is he say, she say? You know, and this guy had to describe every detail with regards to how he touched her, how he did whatever he did to her. She had to describe the same thing. And then whatever happened in emails and text messages after that, the only thing that got this man off is the fact of, in between their interactions, their sexual interactions, he fell asleep for 30 minutes. If he didn't fall asleep, he'd probably be in jail today.
Wait. Explain that. So he fell asleep for 30 minutes.
Yes.
This is your guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
One of my guys out in Bahrain who's in the military fell asleep in between his interaction with this female.
Okay.
In a private room. He fell asleep for 30 minutes. If it was a sexual assault situation, if you was in distress, you would have left that room.
Yep.
That's the only thing that
so
got him
came
off.
out. Like,
Yes.
he went to sleep later, and then
Yes.
Like,
And then-
wait. So
and then
you
they went
could've
at it
left?
again.
Oh,
Right?
Okay, there you go. Okay,
So
got you.
Like, I felt sorry he was in that situation, but it's like we gotta, like, I don't know how you solve that. I mean, you want to believe the women who are negatively impacted,
Absolutely.
but a woman can always pull that trump card.
And
You know what I'm
that's-
saying? Against us. So do we make sure that the next morning she's okay, or 2 weeks after she's okay? You know, I'm still
Non-disclosure
calling
agreements.
you, making sure that you're still okay with what happened 2 weeks ago. I don't know what the answer is, but I know that, you know what I'm saying, like, that imbalance exists.
It
You know, but
facts.
I mean, I don't know where any of this is leading with regards to what happened in the legal system to try to protect those who are innocent, but it's always going to be a difficult issue. And it always has been since biblical age.
True.
So I don't think we can come up with the answer today or tomorrow, you know, unless we start wearing, you know, audio monitors on anything. Now,
Ooh.
I remember I was
back
in
to
a
that.
situation where I was with a chick who said she wanted certain things to happen. And along the way, I'm making sure cameras see me and her and that we're good. Because I don't want her to wake up the next morning and be like, yo, what happened last night?
But that does happen though.
Like, it does.
It does.
But
I feel you.
what
I
if it
feel you.
happens to you?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
That's
You know what I'm saying? And it can happen to anybody in this room.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what the answer is. I'm a part of it, obviously, because I'm a man at the end of the day. But I don't know.
Let me clean up a few things, and we'll go right back to your point. Cuomo, it was a 165-page report that was released saying the things he did. It included unwanted groping, kissing, hugging, inappropriate comments. The former governor, of course, he denied many of the claims, but the investigators found it to be very credible. So let me ask y'all this. Let's say you're a man of power, all right? I'm not saying anybody here isn't up. I'm talking like a representative, a senator, a governor.
Yeah.
And let's say you're single too as well, like Cuomo was. Like it wasn't. There's no wife involved. If you do find a young lady that's like, yes, I will. Everything you're filling everything out. What are the legal ramifications for having sex in only this place, like your house, this one room, with a camera on, just to protect yourself in case situations like this happen?
Well, it has to be known, first of all.
It has to be known. So
It has to be known by all parties.
Yeah.
that there's a camera here.
Yep.
This is not for public compensation, consumption. I'm sorry, but it's just to protect me, just in case.
I don't think you frame it in that way.
Is that if you saw audio monitors? Is that a bad idea?
If you frame it that way, it makes everyone feel weird. Right?
Well, I would say this too as well. I would say this. Part of the reason why is that Derek Jeter, 20 years in New York Yankees shortstop, scandal free. His rule was every time you walk in my house, your phone stays right here in this drop box, and then when you leave, you take your phone and walk out. And all the women agreed to it. So if you have enough power or enough financial backing, it's not the craziest thing in the world that a lady would be like, yes, sure.
But
Yeah.
leaving your phone in a box. I know individuals who do that when they go to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you leave that phone in the box, it's complete ambiguity from there on. It's he said, she said. Because you have no definitive anything.
Potentially premeditated anything.
There you go.
With 20 years scandal free, we have it on record.
Listen, the only thing that stands up in court is evidence.
Oh yeah.
If you have none, what do you have? Nothing.
Well, he said, she said is an evidence.
No, it isn't. Exactly.
Mhm.
If your phone is in the box, what can you tell whoever? Nothing. Is what comes out of your mouth. That don't stand up in court.
Like that idea.
Was it a smart idea though? His part, obviously, it worked out for him.
Yes.
Would you do the same if you were a man of power?
Yes, absolutely.
How would everybody nail too as well? Would y'all do the same thing? A man of power, would you do a Derek Jeter move, or even what I said? Hey, we're gonna have sex in this room. There's a camera here. I don't want no problems. Just in case that you may say something. This is what it is. I can take this document and I have you saying yes consensually on this camera, and if there's any problems, I'll just send it to my lawyer, and all that would be just fine.
Legally, honestly, all you have to do is let the individual know that they are being recorded. That's it. Plain and simple. So that's why you see like a lot of like the people with
Kiss
like
on the
home
neck. You're being
security
recorded,
systems.
baby.
That's why the ADT signs are out there.
But
Like if people don't even understand it, it's not because they're trying to advertise for ADT.
Well, that too.
That happens. But literally, when you walk up to someone's house and you see that ADT or whatever sign is,
watched.
you know at that point you're being watched. That is your legal consent.
Right. Exactly.
Same difference. If there is a visual indicator outside of the home that shows you that when you approach this home, whether it's inside the home, on the perimeters, that's it. You know at that point you are possibly being recorded, and if you proceed further, that is your legal agreement. So you don't even have to say, "Hey, look, baby girl, I got a camera in the room for." Fuck all that, because it makes it weird at that point.
Yeah.
You try to knock some. You
So you just have signs up everywhere.
yeah.
And-
You
like
wanna-
the
you
bulletin
don't
board at
wanna
work with
negate
the safety
ambiance
information.
Of, you know what I'm saying, like what
Yeah,
y'all
getting in
kind
there,
of
yeah.
creating. So look, just so you know, my house has a security system, and you say in a room, front porch, whatever, living room. Look, just so you know, I got a security system here. It monitors everything. You good? Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it.
the onus is always on the person with the most to lose.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
It's always
so.
on
That's
that
why he has to cover his back. He has to, because look,
He hasn't just anybody.
yeah,
or
leave your phone at the
even-
door. Leave your phone at the door. But just know that everything is still being recorded. So even if you don't have your phone, just know it's still being recorded. Everyone's still safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it easy, get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Whether somebody, and you can try to play it off, because I'm a very high profile individual. I got dissenters and, people that comes and protest from time to time. Whatever the case is, doesn't matter. The point is, you're being recorded at that point. And it's audio as well. Just go from there. That's it. It's your choice from that point. But if you don't have that, especially as a man in power, you need. It is a need.
Huh?
Agreed.
But even without them saying, all right, you being recorded as soon as you step in here, the consent it's already, she already consented once she dropped her phone in the box.
And that's also too as well. Like the phone, like, yes, I agree to this. And there has to be a camera there. Like, hey, drop your phone here. No force. Phone dropped in. After that, we're good to go. There's cameras all in the house. I mean, if you're a man of high substance, you're gonna have cameras everywhere anyway, just to protect your belongings.
But you got a lot to lose.
Yeah, you got a whole lot to lose inside the house. So,
Absolutely.
yes, I am all for it. Like, look, we got a security system here. There's cameras everywhere. At that point, honestly, they're for security. You ain't got to put it like, hey, in case you want to say some shit. That's why this camera's here. It's not, you gotta put it like that, like you said. Yeah. Like that's
shit.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely gonna ruin the mood at that point. But now you like, hey, it's for security, personal security too as well. My security.
It would make the individual feel safe as well. I mean, that would probably make her feel more safe in that. Oh yeah, they got all kinds of security. In case something happened to me, hey, that'll make her feel more assured that
True.
There's no sexual.
Unless you have nefarious intentions,
Exactly.
and then the potential exists. Because look, we're not gonna sit here and act like we're all naive, right? Let's not be naive.
Of course.
Cuomo, Jay-Z, whoever, when you're a man of substance and power and position, the dogs are out there. They're out there. That's what they do. There are women that literally prey upon these type of men if they're not wise enough to protect themselves, right?
Can you name me a woman?
Well, I say in more recent news, we've just come across this week, as a matter of fact. What we call them Instagram thoughts or Instagram models.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
IG, the PC term, IG model.
I'm sorry, the IG model.
Not one walkway in
You know
sight.
what I'm saying?
Runway in sight.
Brittany Renner is a very good example of a young woman that utilizes her beauty and latches on to a young man that is at the start of what we hope to be a very lucrative career, right? Young man, PJ Washington.
PJ
you know
Washington.
What's a $43 million deal that he signed coming out of college, and wife. Now, mind you, she was with him in Kentucky. I believe he came out of Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah, go on.
She's been courting him.
So she upgraded with him.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
She was with him shooting in the gym.
She was with him at the draft party, right there. Yeah, number 17. She been courting.
Oh, just to correct you real quick. It was 4 years, $12 million out of college, and he's still in his rookie deal too as well.
Oh, okay, it was a rookie deal. My bad. So so $12 million deal. Either way, that's a substantial amount of money for a rookie coming out of college.
$3 million a year.
$3 million. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. And then he latched on with a young woman that literally told him, like I was saying earlier, they prey. Their goal is to prey upon powerful individuals. Okay. Power doesn't necessarily mean, it's not equated to money. But when you're in a position to gain a lot, there are women out there that's their whole. And she literally said, if you want to come up off a bag or check, for those of you all that know what a bag is in that terminology, come up off a check, fuck an athlete or hit an athlete, sleep with an athlete. They're dumb. They're stupid. They don't use condoms. Literally, her words a few months ago, and then here it is. She's pregnant. divorces, leaves him. I don't know if they were even married. There were reports they were married. I don't know, but she bounces.
I'll read the article. Let me clean up a little bit here.
Yeah, clean it up because that's Cuomo, PJ Washington, all men of substance that had drive in their lives to get to a certain point. They made it, and now they're bearing the repercussions of certain actions that most normal individuals probably would never even fucking worry about or face. You know?
Absolutely.
And Kevin Samuels will call them both high-value men. Doesn't mean you ain't stupid. All right. So let me get to this motherfucker right here. Complex.com. PJ Washington appears to address rumor he pays $200K in child support to Brittany Renner. Gold Couch coming right over to you after this. Following split from fitness model Brittany Renner, Charlotte Hornets player PJ Washington is putting some rumors regarding the child support to rest. The two only confirmed their relationship sometime last year before revealing they had a baby on the way in March 2021. Their baby boy arrived in May. Shout out to the baby boy. Hey, round of applause, baby boy. Man, absolutely. Baby ain't do nothing. Hey, shout out to the baby. Absolutely. Yeah, but rumors that they had split started to circulate as recently as last month. Their pregnancy revealed a photo shoot that has since been removed from their Instagrams. Ooh.
Tell.
Dang, the photo shoot of the baby though?
That's weird.
Yeah, that's
tell.
in the wake of their presumed split, Washington wrote in a since deleted tweet, "You was faking it all along." So a little history of Brittany Renner. I'm gonna have Deb clean this up real quick because he could tell you some more. Then I'm gonna give you the news report on it. Deb, who exactly is Brittany Renner for the people out there, please?
So if y'all don't know, man, the same shorty. It was about no, it wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago. Came out with a tell-all book. She talked about Drake. She talked about all rappers, athletes, pop, any men that was of substance. And the book was a bestseller. And she basically was just like, Drake flew me out. And gave me this amount of money. I was messing with this dude, little whomever, little question mark, because it could be anyone in the rap game. Ballers. And she put it out there in a book and it blew up. Went extremely viral. She made her dough. Which, you know what? No bones about that. Do what you got to do to get yours, get you to the next level. It don't mean it's right or wrong, you know. Ethically, you might disagree, but it is what it is. Y'all slept, y'all fell for it, and she maximized off of it. So she profited off the book, first of all, where she told all these rappers and athletes business. Boom, that hits. Then she comes out last year with this whole Instagram, whatever video, where she's talking about sleep with athletes, sleep with rappers. They don't wear rubbers. They don't do this. They're dumb. They're stupid. If you want a bag, you want to make some cheese, this is how you do it as a very attractive woman. Boom. That drops. Then here it is right now. We had this situation with a very young individual. I don't even think Buddy is like good into his 20s. He's got to be like 20, 21, something like that. And she's like 30, 32. She's older.
Brittany's she's 29. PJ Washington is 22.
Okay,
so first of all, you already had
gap.
a little bit of, first of all, a difference between you at 22 versus you at 29. We can all attest to this room.
Absolutely.
It's night and fucking day.
Different.
Now imagine a woman at 29, more mature, versus a boy at 22.
And she hasn't been with him.
He was lost from the beginning.
She's been with him since he was in college. So he's 22 now. But she's been with him since he was about 18 or 19. Wow. So think about that and what just happened. We provide the avenue and the means to talk about this type of shit. But I can see on Pharaoh's face. He is like processing this shit.
No, it's I have a little bit of insight on what I believe with this. First of all, the amount of money that she's gonna get paid when you're making $3 million a year is a drop in the bucket. Let's be honest, right? For him, at this moment in the prime of his playing career, is when you stop, is when you're done playing, is when the problem starts.
Right.
Okay, because you're not making the $3 million a year or the $10 million a year. You might be making $500,000 a year.
Well, hopefully PJ Washington got about at least 15 years in him.
Well, 15 years of those kind of payments. If he could stay ahead of those payments, he good. $200,000 is a lot of money to everybody in this room, right?
Absolutely.
This man is making millions. Now, as long as he can make his payments, and when he's not making that amount of money, he get everything renegotiated back down to what his income is. If the man was making $200,000 a year, if she get $50,000 of that, we call it a good day because he could make his payments, right? But I think it's a little bit preposterous on his part that he didn't protect himself. You are a target, young man. You are, any man making six figures is a target. You're making six figures many times over. Guess what? You just got an expense, an 18-year expense you can't get rid of, son.
And your career just got started.
But the amount of money is really minimal in his sense. But he should have been a little bit better about his money management, which starts with the rubber.
But the problem, the problem is, look, the problem is a lot of men, I don't say men, I say a lot of men desire older women, right? And
you say a lot of men?
A lot of men.
Would you say the same thing?
I would say
Pharaoh?
Yes. I love older women.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it comes with different different issues. They're not, as much intense as younger women. But he's absolutely right.
I would agree with that. Go on, continue.
The way I look at it is that, if you are a man seeking an older woman, you're looking at the fact that she has progressed over the years of women who are still coming up and are like trying to figure out things. Because you could tell the difference between a woman who is mature versus a woman who is still in her high school mentality, right? They talk about different things. You know what I mean? So for him, he probably knew where he was going in life. I mean, the choice that he made in regards to not sleeping with this woman without a rubber, that would definitely throw his mentality out the fucking window. But at the time before this whole thing meshed over, he was like, oh my God, she's 5 to 6 years my senior and shit like that. She already got her shit established. I think that he was in that mindset to where he was like, okay, I think she gonna be good. She gonna take care of me if something happens, whatever. Aside from all that other shit where she was like, sleep with a fucking rapper, sleep with an athlete. These motherfuckers are stupid as shit.
Yeah, get pregnant.
He didn't see that. Hindsight is 20/20. So
he didn't read it. Read the goddamn book.
Hey,
what they say?
He don't read a
you want to hide an answer from a black
shit?
man? Put it in the fucking book.
Exactly.
This man's a poster child for this shit.
Exactly. So that is a learning lesson for him. It is a learning lesson. Now, was there anywhere? Okay, I need to ask this. Was there anywhere in the media that described him actually taking a paternity test? Has he had any questions about this? Did he even take one?
I'm sure for the court ordered all that, the money to be handed, a paternity test had to be included too.
Okay.
I'm not a legal expert, paralegal. I did go to Facebook Community College, so I mean I know a thing or two.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Dev.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, this is a learning lesson for anyone to really pay attention to who you. It don't matter if she's older, younger, whatever. Pay attention to their intentions. Pay attention to the moves they make. Pay attention to the shit that they talk about. All right? Because, hey, somebody's scheming out here. And if you're in a position of power like Andrew Cuomo or P.J. Washington, there's always somebody scheming on you, even if the person that is the closest to you. Right.
And that's one thing that, I got two boys and, of course, a baby girl. Shout out to a round of applause, baby girl. Yeah. I want to make sure that these stories with them, however their career goes as far as playing sports or even, involving coaching, whatever it is, even in life general, that they're aware of things like this and, what to look out for. Right. You have a woman that said, hey, fuck an athlete, get rich. They're dumb. Then the athlete fucks her and she gets rich. P.J. Washington's an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be a much smarter man from this. And a lot of men are going to learn from this and be like,
we would hope.
Yeah, but the thing is that Brittany Renner's been around for a long time, too, as well. Yeah, no, he's right too as well. They're not going to learn. Yeah, because when the power of a pussy in front of a man, it is what it is. You think of one head at that point. You just want to hit. Tell your boys you hit this, that, and the third. Next you know, oh, she's pregnant. Oh, next you know, you're garnishing your wages.
This is the oldest game in the book, man.
That's what I'm saying. Oldest profession, oldest game in the book. And the dudes fall for it every single week. What a fucking week, goddamn it. Jesus. Dad, close us out from this one, please.
All I got to say about me is, look, be smart. Like, when you're in that position, when you start to come up, and you ain't got to be a multi-millionaire, but when you start working on yourself, men out here, and you start, like, making good, decent money, and you are taking care of yourself as far as self-care, looking out for yourself, be cautious. Because there are predators out there, and they are operating on a level that some of us don't even understand it at this point. So you might go into a situation thinking one thing, but I guarantee you the fangs and the claws will come out eventually.
Absolutely.
I feel sorry for the young brother because he's super young, but I heard someone say, yo, this is a learning experience for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I hope he has a very lucrative, long career, because he can still recover and rebound, but just understand, like, going forward. And look.
Gotta have a long career.
He doesn't have a choice. So good.
He said he didn't protect himself, so now he got to protect himself at all costs. How he jump, how he play, how he come down off a rebound. He can't get hurt.
Every single move that he makes, he's going to be like criticizing it at this point. He got to be that much smarter than the next. So maybe, a situation like this is good when it comes to growth, and hopefully it pushes him to be better and to do better.
Right.
But to all men, you don't even have to be a millionaire. If you're making six figures or more, there's a lot of women that's the baseline of what they care about. And they will leech on to you as a result. Be smart, be wise. The game is so different nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall victim to the BS.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. Don't fall victim.
What they say, never trust a fat ass in the smile.
That's
Because
exactly,
it's all.
that's exactly what I trust. Straight for that.
Hey, let's pause for a second real quick. Hey, what kind of liquor we got on that table?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Shout out to Nico.
Revolution. Hold on. Let me see.
Hey, tell us a story behind that, if you don't mind pouring me a little bit of that too as well.
Of course.
Yeah, hey, call this intermission.
Revolution.
Everybody refill their
straight out
cups.
of,
Yeah, fill your cups. Jose, was getting the mic too as well if you're gonna talk about it.
Oh, wait. I got to show the camera.
Show the camera and then go back to the audio.
So,
I'm gonna bring the camera on you.
Mexico City. It's a very delicious tequila. Respirado Cristaliano. I'm not a Spanish speaker, but
hey.
this is a very, very, very smooth tequila. If you are in Mexico City, pick this up a bottle. Etiqueta Blanca, or white etiquette.
Look,
You said white
we'll go
etiquette?
with it.
Yeah.
Etiquette.
What century they pull you out of?
Oh no! I just read that. I was like, okay. It's smooth though. It's very fucking smooth. Mexico City, really good tequila. Aside from Don Julio and everything. So,
Hey, Leslie, stay back. You want to hear this next conversation we're about to have too as well.
who wants to pour?
Who wants some?
got
Hey, come
some.
on now,
Yeah,
pour it
got
up,
some.
pour it up, pour it up.
All right, let me go ahead.
Support the
Hey,
brothers.
shout out to intermission.
Down south.
So what?
I got mine. Ricky.
Yeah. Let me try some of this right here.
I would have waited.
Appreciate it.
Jose, you see, this is one. There it is. We're gonna be careful. A little bit of equipment over here, but
Leaking shit on that bottle.
appreciate.
Yeah. Look, PJ Washington, weekend shit.
Oh damn! We dedicate this bottle.
Hey,
Dedicate this bottle to PJ Washington. No, we didn't dedicate it to PJ Washington. No, actually we're gonna dedicate.
say goodbye to Gomez today, man.
Everybody got a cup filled. Hey, real quick, not a round of applause, but cheers to the son of PJ Washington. You know why? Because the kids at the end, when a situation like this happens so public, they lose the most in it. They're gonna be 10, 15 at one point. I had to read back and look at all the tweets with this shit.
Oh, absolutely.
I just saw a tweet from PJ Washington said that I just want to see my son. One day he has to see that too as well. So it's a kid's celebrity relationships. It is what it is, but it's always the children I feel the worst for.
Absolutely.
So shout out to I don't even know the child's names, but shout out to the son. Yeah, shout out to the son. Absolutely.
Him, man.
Yeah.
One last thing on that.
Now talk on it.
Bring the mic close. Bring the mic. Get it.
I had a high school
Oh, that's smooth.
classmate, Royce Reed. And I know
Royce
most
the
of y'all
5'9".
know she had a relationship with Dwight Howard. It was rocky at first. But eventually,
Oh.
it kind of actually smoothed out. So I hope in his situation,
Yeah.
as time passed, they can get back and, be amicable and work together for that kid. And I mean, time heals most things. So hopefully that's the case in this situation.
True.
Yeah, they got a child involved. You have to co-parent one way or another.
Yeah.
So hopefully it worked out. Look at Paul George in his situation. It worked out for him. Old girl was a stripper. They had a kid. Things went a little sideways, but they ended up coming back together. Had another daughter. So and shout out to Paul George. He was out there balling with the Clippers. So playoff P.
Playoff P.
Yeah. I mean as a joke. I had to do that.
It is possible. It's definitely possible.
Oh my God. What do y'all think about the new COVID restrictions and mask mandates coming back?
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna let y'all.
I'll take open thoughts real quick. Then I'm gonna read the words of a local businessman.
I want to hear you cook on that one.
Me?
I know there's a lot going on upstairs with that one.
Well, hey Leslie, you out there? Come on the podcast real quick. So if in that case, I'll read the words first. This is it's about 3 paragraphs. The first one's the longest one. There's like 2 other paragraphs after that. So this is the words of a local businessman. This is our local segment. Everybody out there that we're going to start doing more and more. Shout out to Deb too as well. Your idea on what a fucking week with BNY. Shout out to the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area. All right. No name of the business, no name of the owner. Thoughts on coronavirus mask mandates. If you are one that still believes in the COVID virus can be stopped by masks or be put to rest by vaccines, you must be either willfully ignorant or brain dead. Respiratory virus come and go every year. Have any of the various influenzas ever been eradicated with mask and flu vaccines? No. We have it every year, and we still have COVID outbreaks every year as well. You better start accepting that. It's not a death sentence. Why people at the media put so much fear into you is beyond me. I would rather die a free person than spend another second letting these health, in quotation marks, experts and county government dictate how I live and do business. Did you not see enough evidence from the past year to see that these people will never stop harassing us? I continue. Wake up. Some of you are sheep and will never get your heads out your ass. The rest of you better start drawing a line in the sand, or we going on a quick path to a goddamn, I can never say this word.
Totalitarian?
There it is, run government. I'll say dictatorship. We'll go full Porky Pig right there. This is not a hyperbole. I got that one though, no problem. Yeah. Hey, comeback season. It's a simple choice. We're either going to be free or we are not. Choose your side. This individual owns a business in Maryland. I would say that. Large state. And I will not be wearing a mask, and I will not ask anyone else either. If your genius county commissioners don't like that, you can come and try to close me down in person. You have no right whatsoever telling me how to run my business. I've already taken my child away from your crappy school systems.
He is staunch.
I'm tired of playing this game with you people.
You people.
If you persist, I will simply close my business and move out of this pathetically run state.
Those are them's fighting's words.
I mean, not necessarily.
Well, all right.
Hey, open forum. Y'all talk it out. Let's go.
Got it then.
I'll go first.
Go on now.
That's freedom. Unless it's mandated, he has the freedom. Troops die every day, so he can decide what he want to do on that day. I'm vaccinated. I'll be very upfront with you. I'm vaccinated.
Okay.
Right? But I'm vaccinated for a different reason. He is not. Okay, but I'm still rooting for him because it's his freedom. We like to forget that freedom sometimes is painful because your neighbor chooses something different than we did.
Mm-hmm.
That's freedom. So I'm rooting that man on in every sense of the word, even though I understand the situation that we're in. We don't get to choose because it's a pandemic to give up our freedom, because that troop still have to die for whatever it is he's fighting for at the end of the day. And it is uncomfortable. It is to see it and to see he is dug in he is dug in on his opinion. I say, right on. I chose some exactly. That is freedom. We might not like it, but that's what it is.
Look, look, I disagree with that completely because of the fact that I had COVID earlier this year. All right.
I was there.
You were there.
Yeah,
You
literally.
were
I was in the car with you.
You were literally in the car with me.
No cap. I'm not putting it on. I was there.
Somehow I got COVID, he didn't. But anyway, look.
Shocking.
Look, for the year 2020, when I, looked from the outside in of all the individuals who were getting COVID, I was thinking, man, this is just like the fucking flu. This is some. I'm definitely gonna do whatever I need to do to protect me and my loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
But this shit's not gonna come here because I am doing what I need to do to make sure that I am protected and that I am taking every single precaution to not bring this fucking disease back to my house, right? But after January of 2021, when I actually got COVID and I was bedridden for literally 3.5 weeks and had to be on oxygen for 2 days, that shit is really real. That shit is very fucking real. And mind you, yes, I am all for freedom of speech, and I am all for this gentleman speaking his mind in terms of his business and how, he believes that the individuals that are getting vaccinated are sheep and thinking that it's going to protect them. However, this shit is a fucking real thing, all right? COVID is a real fucking thing. The vaccine is a real fucking thing in protecting you from the onslaught of the symptoms that it brings, all right? And it might not affect you the same way it affected me, to where it almost fucking killed me and it almost killed my family. But, think about your family members that might be affected adversely from it, right? You might be asymptomatic from COVID. However, your wife, your husband, your children might have a very different effect from it than what you might feel from it, that you don't feel anything from it.
So real quick, Miko, question was asked. What exactly are you disagreeing with what this small business owner had to say?
I'm disagreeing with the fact that this is we're not sheep for having a belief that, people need to fucking wear masks. We need to be vaccinated. We need to make sure that, look, everybody has to be on the same page with this, all right? We need to protect each other.
Is it mandatory for him to wear a mask, though?
It's not mandatory.
They didn't make it mandatory.
They didn't make it mandatory. And okay.
Well, I
see where the question's coming from now. I see where the question's
okay.
coming from. I don't think the government should. I don't think the government should come down and say, look, every motherfucker's going to be wearing masks in here to, protect each other. I'm looking at myself and my experience. I think it should, but I'm not going to say that, you need to wear a mask, you need to wear a mask, you need to wear a mask. What my experience is might be different from your experience. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
And that's the thing about America too as well. What you just said is that my experience of whatever this is different than someone else's. So how I feel about it is different than you. But at the same time, I should have influenced the way I feel upon you too. And that goes with religion or anything else. Some of the tenets that the country's founded on. Wait,
real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Keep cooking.
I'm just saying.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You're cooking right now.
I'm just saying that my experience, and I'm just telling it from my experience, and I'm not saying, look, we need to fucking make sure that this shit is fucking mandatory, vaccinations for everybody, masks for everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm hoping that my experience you learn from.
But it isn't law.
It isn't law. I don't want it to be law.
You're not asking for law.
It shouldn't be mandated.
It should not be mandated.
So you're saying it should just be a choice, but have the knowledge
from
to make
my experience
an informed
to
decision.
make an informed decision.
He's informed not to.
Yeah, hey. So real quick comment, and Dev, you can answer this too as well. So if I don't like something that you're doing, shout out to Leslie, you're doing, if you don't like something I'm doing, can I mandate it?
I mean, that's such a very.
It is, and she's talking more so about what's going on here as far as COVID.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a very, very sensitive topic.
Because there's a mask mandate as far as this county goes in Maryland that came into effect today. Yes.
Okay.
As far as like 3 hours ago, starting from
What?
Yeah.
3 hours ago.
Yeah, 5 p.m. They became a mask mandate in Charles County.
Then I'm out of compliance.
I guess we all fucking up right now.
God damn. Hey, fuck. Hey, glasses up.
Glasses up. Hopefully the tequila kills it. Revolution.
Revolution.
Hey.
It will be televised. Go ahead, continue.
Facts.
Man, look. Ricky, we talk about not all the time, but
I know you about to go to.
yo,
I know you about to go to.
when it all kicked off, Ricky,
March 7th, 2020.
We're literally sitting in here and we did not a whole podcast on it, but like a certain segment of our podcast. We was talking about like the coronavirus and how we thought it was like a wash. It was crazy. This is bullshit. We were laughing on the podcast like, yo, this is bull. Like mask. Shut down. They crazy as hell. Ain't nobody gonna do that. That's what we made light of it. We did. Not ashamed to say it. You can look in the archives. You can see it. It's out there for the public to see.
Yeah.
As things kind of progressed, we started to reevaluate our stance on it, and we were like, okay, you know what? Maybe there is something to this. Because our stance was, this is no different than the flu. The flu comes through, and the flu kills millions of people worldwide every year because it's that virulent of a disease. It just gets in your system. It happens, right? We were like, but this isn't operating on the same level as the flu. Like, why are they tripping off of this? And the flu has killed like 20 times more people already at this point, man. But what I personally had to realize is like, it's not necessarily about the number of people that are perishing as a result of it. Yes, they matter. I'm not saying that they don't.
They definitely do.
But what I had to realize is like, this was something completely different than anything we had ever experienced.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And the symptoms, the physical toll that it was taking on people, like even if it's just 600,000 people, that's we are so wrapped up in numbers as a global society.
Mm-hmm.
We hear 7.3 billion, and then when you do the math, 600,000 is only like 0.01% of 7.3 billion. Yo, that's such a small. No, bro, like 600,000 people at this point, and I just heard this like last week. That's more than World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, and all of the last wars in the Middle East of the United States. You know what I'm saying? All that. That's more than all 7 or 8 of those wars combined.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? So let's look at that. Let's frame it in a proper perspective. We've lost more people to this virus than actual wars. That's a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Well,
A lot.
I think the way you look at it too as well is a little skewed, if you ask me. I'm gonna bring myself on.
Okay.
I would say this because I look at more so as a county versus a county breakdown versus cases versus population. So
Maryland population, or
I look at more so as like where I live at, where I go at, the county I live in.
okay, got you.
So cases, let's use Charles County for example. That's where this podcast is being held at. Shout out to Charles County, by the way. Round of applause for you, just for the people, Charles County. Cases 11,000, deaths 218, population It's like 180K of us. This is since COVID has started.
So only 218 deaths.
Yes.
11,000 cases.
Yes.
In a population of 200,000 plus.
About close to 200,000.
Okay. I just had to get the.
That's less than 1%. That's not a lot of people, and not to mention, a lot of this virus does attack. Shout out to Miko being in good health. He was able to overcome it. I talked to him too as well throughout it. The man was suffering. He was hurting. I got other friends too as well. I ain't gonna throw their names out there, HIPAA, but they were suffering through it. But thankfully they're able to get over it. Due to youth and health. Those that usually haven't taken very good care of their body, or usually of the older of us, have been more succumbed to, what's it called? Something of COVID, complications of COVID. Now, I'm not downplaying anything. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm not. No, I'm not arguing with science. What I'm saying is that is it as bad as the media's made it out to be? But is it as bad as a Delta variant, the new variant that's out here now too as well? Is it so bad that we have to almost go back to close to phase 2 rules and restrictions when we have a vaccine already readily available that has shown also it can fight against the Delta variant? With that being said, I'm not a health inspector of any sort. I'm not a doctor. Nothing in the scientific field. I'm just asking questions.
Pharaoh had something.
Go ahead, Pharaoh.
Look at any form of death. Look at car accidents. Before seatbelts, people were dying, getting thrown out of cars, and dying. They came up with the seatbelt.
Mm-hmm.
The number one rule is to preserve life at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
Accidents, we got seatbelts. Coronavirus, we got vaccines. They're just trying to preserve whatever life is going to be lost to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but I'm not going to get into my ultimate own opinions about it, but preserving life is always number one on the list in anything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Plane crashes or whatever it is, how people die. It's just how do we prevent this from happening again? If there wasn't a vaccine or wasn't an effort against this, where would it end? Where would it end? Would this go on like this for the next 20, 30, 40 years? Wiping out, 1% of the population every year?
Well, so the small business owner pretty much says that this is like the new version of the flu. They're just here to stay. You can get your boosters like the flu shot every year, but it's not going away. It's not going to die.
We're doing a lot for this flu, though.
And that's what people are saying too as well.
Because of this flu.
And that's what people are saying. Yeah, you a man that travels with some of us else in this room too as well. How do you feel about that?
It's a lot.
Is it too much?
To be honest with you, being what I've experienced being here in the U.S. for about maybe 2 weeks now, we've been doing this for almost 2 years. Why don't we have this shit figured out by now?
Mm-hmm.
The real question.
Like, we still, it's still taking me days to get my results for my tests. Like, I still got to live life. You see what I'm saying? I can't be waiting days to get a test result once we've been doing this shit for 2 years. So to me, I look at it like, y'all don't have this shit figured out. We got vaccines on the table. I don't get nothing extra for having a vaccine, by the way. I can't travel somewhere because I'm vaccinated and you don't got to take a test. You're good.
That's true.
It's like a pass, right?
You still get treated the same way.
Exactly.
Regardless.
So
There's no
making me
upside.
look at the whole situation is like, what the F?
In certain places, it's so asinine, right? The way we travel. Like, in that particular place where... From St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, right?
Okay. Shout out to round of applause for Virgin Islands.
I don't know if you should shout them out right now.
Hold on.
I shout out the people. I'm shouting out the people.
Oh, all right,
the citizens, the residents.
Thanks.
All right, the residents.
But their regulation right now is if you are vaccinated within the territory of the United States Virgin Islands, you are vaccinated within the territory, you do not have to present any type of, proof of testing that you've been tested for COVID or anything. If as long as you've vaccinated in St. Thomas or St. Croix, or St. John, or in the VI. But I'm vaccinated. He's vaccinated. We still have to get tested 5 days prior to us traveling down there. And I'm like, Why? I'm vaccinated.
Is there any upside to being vaccinated?
No,
not at all.
So the problem is that. So Dev, tell me, what is the point then? Besides your own, your own beliefs when it comes to science, but for the outside world, it doesn't fucking matter at all for what it seems.
They say you won't die.
Think about.
I don't think I was gonna die in the first place.
I went a year some change by the vaccine.
I died with COVID, but I had it. But
think about that shit. That's crazy, right? Does it matter to get the vaccine? Does it matter? It really doesn't, because if you're still going through. Hold on, there was a statistic that came out. They say more people that are vaccinated are spreading than people that aren't. I'm not saying it's like right or wrong, but the point was people have been lulled into a false sense of security as it relates to being vaccinated. You go in, you get your vaccine, you get them, no mask, whatever. Boom, you living life as normal. Now you may at some point, unbeknownst to you, come into contact with someone that has COVID. The people that had the vaccine has been spreading it faster than the people without the vaccine because they feel they are secure. So then, like you said, what's the fucking point if the people that got the vaccine, they're spreading it more than the people that are taking certain precautions, not going out as much, wearing a mask, but because you're told, you got the vaccine.
Now, hold on a second. I will say something real quick. The vaccine doesn't stop you. Well, it said it stops you. It can stop you from getting COVID, but it's supposed to
play with you.
But
it's supposed to lessen the.
But the thing is that it's supposed to lower the side effects of COVID with having the vaccine. Now, with that being said, I know somebody. It is super anecdotal here. Okay, super anecdotal. I'll put the camera on me. I know somebody that has that's been vaccinated twice, fully vaccinated, that caught the Delta variant, and they're still suffering as if they didn't have the vaccine in the first place. Now, I'm not advocating to say, hey, go fucking get it, or hey, don't do it. I'm just presenting information.
That's it.
That's anecdotal.
That's what we do.
Choose your own adventure with that.
Take it how you want to.
I mean, yes, exactly. Like, you are still at risk of transmitting this disease from anyone that you love, whether they are vaccinated or not. With the vaccine, it significantly decreases the symptoms, but you're still at a high transmissibility rate to pass it along to anyone else.
That's tough.
It is.
That's
it
tough.
It is. It decreases the chances of death. Is the primary purpose of the vaccine, but it does not prevent you from transmitting it to anyone else. So if you're going around people who are not vaccinated, like, you're the elderly, like your grandparents,
right.
it would still behoove you to fucking put on a mask before you are in their presence.
Okay. So let me ask this question that lets the proposition for us.
Go ahead. You got it.
At what point do you give up your freedom for safety? At what point? Pharaoh, you got it.
Going with Pharaoh.
You never. Don't ever do it. That was 9/11. Then we got the Patriot Act.
Ooh.
Guess what? You don't go backwards, buddy. It keeps moving forward. You lose less and less further along we go. Like I told him earlier this week, you don't give up a ground. It's like football. You don't get an inch, a yard. Because if you get that yard, you're going to be looking for another one.
Greedy.
20 years down the road, what do we have? Nothing.
Because we started here.
Because because
not here, but you started. So you conceded somewhere.
Yes.
And then the ball or the snowball
rolling.
Just kept rolling.
What more can we get away with? How much more can we get from the people? Where does the line draw it? The line keeps moving.
Much the people want to give up.
It depends on how much. I mean, fear works.
It does. We've seen it.
Fear works, man.
Toilet paper shortage. Gas shortage. There was no gas shortage, by the way.
Literally, no.
We created a gas shortage.
One benefit of living in the Middle East is they don't use toilet paper. I didn't have to worry about that problem.
So out of curiosity,
Bidets.
how do you wipe the ass?
They use bidets and spray.
That's right. That's right. Just water. Yeah.
I got
Bidet.
3
Yeah.
bidets at my house right now because of that.
Do you really?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
I was
Yeah.
saying Americans are crazy.
Oh shit.
And for just other people, we move on from that. Just real quick, what exactly is that?
What is what?
A bidet.
Yeah. What exactly is that? What exactly is that? Just out of curiosity, for listening minds that don't know.
There's a reason
A
that
super soaker.
there's a reason that Middle Eastern people usually operate with their right hand versus the left.
This is true.
Okay, because their left hand is used to wipe their ass when they're using that water to clean themselves, and then they'll wash their hand. That's why if you're dealing with them and interacting with them, if you give them anything, you use your right hand, which is never used for that.
Mm-hmm.
A little cultural history right there.
This isn't one hand wash the other, both wash the face. This is keep one separate, and then we do business with the other one.
I like that.
So thank you for clearing that up. Just for the people, real quick segue. And I have one last question on this one, and I'll go around the room. What is the proper way we move forward when it comes to dealing with COVID-19? Like the business owner said, it's here to stay. And one thing I feel bad for is small businesses because they've been hit the hardest. So many of them had to close their doors, their professional lives and what they did because of, the restrictions when it came to government. I mean, you look at California, they was super extreme with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So in your opinion, how is it best that we help them out? And how's the best we move forward as a people? Dev.
No more lockdowns. The lockdowns killed small businesses.
Yeah.
Throughout the country. Like, as much as I enjoyed it because the roadways were so free, and I worked throughout the lockdown. Like, I worked. Like, I had what was it called? Like a mandatory
Essential
reporter. I was an essential worker. Like, I had to work through it. It was awesome. It was awesome. There was nobody on the roads, and I worked at night. So it was like that 8 o'clock. If you was out after 8, you couldn't be moving unless you had So I worked after 8. So when I would hit the roads, I could do 100 miles an hour to my job. It was a ghost town. There was nobody. Look,
Kanye Titter.
no more lockdowns, man. Even though I enjoyed it for the roadway aspect, no more lockdowns. Look, if you're going to preserve freedom, because ultimately that's what this boils down to when it comes to the grand scheme of things, right? Every business owner, an entrepreneur, should be allowed to operate their business how they see fit.
Okay.
To Leslie's point, because we were talking about it, when government starts reaching in and dictating to businesses, independent owners, that they should do things, they have to do things this way, it gets into the way of the American dream. You know what I'm saying? It's what we've established. When you start saying that your freedom is restricted because of what I believe or what I say as government, that's a problem. You know what I mean? So look, be smart, but let's lock down the side. Let's not go back to that point. That was an extreme, and it has to happen until we got the handle, until we got the understanding. Lock down the side. No more lockdowns. Leave it up to the businesses. Leave it up to the counties. Leave it up to the cities.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Governors, the overarching political authority, should step in when it's out of hand, when it's crazy, when it's like, yo, people are just running around with Delta variant, and it's just nuts. People are dying in the streets. That's when the governor steps in. That's when you hold on. People are dying in the streets right now.
Did anybody die in the streets from COVID?
Absolutely not. So leave it up to the counties, leave it up to the cities, leave it up to the business owners. I was in DC yesterday, and I went to a sushi restaurant. Look, sit on the door. Mask is not mandated, but if you want to be a patron of this establishment, wear your mask. And you know what I did? I went to my vehicle, grabbed my mask because I wanted some sushi. I put it on. I went in. That's just what it is. Allow people to retain their freedom of choice. Keep the choice. And then let it go from there. This is what it is. This is one of those things like, yo, we're going to either grow from it or we're not. But to tell people that they should or shouldn't, you have to, it's no different than the gun argument. Stop telling me what I can and can't do and allow me to make the choice for myself. And that's it. Mm-hmm. That's my views on it. That's how I look at it. Period.
Go couch. Miko.
All right. And as many people have said throughout the entirety of social media, do your research. I'm going to get on that bandwagon and do your research. But at the same time, with that research, you know, don't go with confirmation bias. Go with opposing information that what you're learning from, and just base it off of what you think is right, and just see the different, you know, outcomes of what your ideals are. All right. You know, if you've never had COVID, do not downplay someone who's had COVID. All right.
True.
If you've had COVID, do not and you're going against somebody who's probably had COVID and didn't have it symptoms, like who's asymptomatic. Like, don't downplay them because they didn't have the same symptoms as you did. All right. We have to learn from each other from this. All right. At the end of the day, do your research from all angles of this pandemic. Okay. Because this COVID has hit people on at many different angles. All right. Mm-hmm. Again, I've traveled with this man, Ricky, in a car from BWI back to Charles County.
These are facts.
For an hour and a half.
These are facts.
And this man did not get COVID, but somehow I got the full brunt of it. It was weird as fuck. COVID is a mysterious fucking disease.
I will say this. Miko did wear his mask on the whole way back.
Exactly.
I'm just throwing it, also anecdotal. I'm just representing the information.
Yes. There were some points where I was like I had my mask off thinking, oh, all right, I'm good. But I was in a plane full of people. Mm-hmm. And the same people that we travel with the whole entire time did not get COVID. That's just laying it out there. So that's what I'm saying. It's a very interesting virus.
Yeah. And like I said, you travel in a plane full of people. Like, it had to be like 100 people on that plane.
Oh, absolutely. More than that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, take the research, do your research, and just live your life based off of what you learn. All right. But don't just go off of confirmation bias. Actually take that data and move how you want to move from what you learn. All right. That's all I'm saying.
Pharaoh.
And to be honest, I really don't know. What I do know is
that's completely acceptable.
What I do know is we need to get on the same page. I mean, with the different forms of government, state government, federal government, local governments, and just provide better options for people to get tested and things like that. But besides that, I really don't know, man. I mean, I would like to trust, the authorities more or the experts more, but I really think they fucked that up. So I don't know how we get out of this point.
Who to trust at that point?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I got you.
I mean, it's been politicized and we're so divided. I don't know who to trust.
Absolutely.
I might trust my homeboy next door than Dr. Fauci, the expert. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like...
Fauci just went back and forth.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, with Dr. Fauci, look, with science...
I know you got to go. I know a point you got to go to. Go and talk on it.
With new information, you're gonna have to draw different conclusions. With new information that is possessed, you might say something one day, you might come across new information, and it might have to change your stance another day. But that's how science works. But unfortunately, the average, the average Joe in the population is not going to understand that. So he might say, "Oh, Fauci know what the fuck he talking about," but no, that's how science is.
I'm gonna tell you this little tidbit. While Fauci was mandating over here, no mask over here in the United States, no mask. What he was actually doing was giving the medical facilities a chance to buy enough resources, buy enough masks. Over there and in the Asian world, they were already wearing masks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
these people are idiots for wearing masks because Dr. Fauci said we shouldn't wear masks. Guess what? The Asians knew something we didn't. You see what I'm saying?
They've been doing it for years
So-
too.
I don't know how we get out of this, man, but I hope we do at some point.
And a lot of people forget that COVID is a variant of SARS, all right? And SARS has been in China for the past 19 years. 2002 is when we first got
SARS. I remember SARS.
We first got
Yeah.
first whiff of SARS.
This COVID-19 is a SARS. What is it? SARS 2? As they call it.
It's SARS variant 2.
Yeah.
SARS has been in China since 2002. All right, we first heard about SARS in 2002, so 19 years. All right,
I've been doing this shit for 19 years. Niggas want to fight these tears. Come on, rest in peace,
So,
DMX, baby.
this is nothing new. I mean, it might be considered a novel virus, but this is nothing new.
Yeah.
China, to at least Asia, the Asia,
Yeah.
region.
I mean, it's the reason why they call it COVID-19.
It's novel to Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's the reason why they call it COVID-19. 19 is a year, but there's been many coronaviruses over the years.
Right.
So there's one more article I did want to go with, but I saw some conflicting information. So I'm going to wait until maybe like next week when everything kind of plays itself out. One thing with BNY, I don't want to present information that's skewed or there's one way or it's not the full picture of everything. So the article that we were going to talk about was school in Atlanta. There was some allegedly some segregation issues there. Some of the parents are saying, some of the black parents there too as well, saying that never happened. So we'll wait until that plays out fully, and then we'll attack it from there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, just to fill a little bit of space, we are hour 20 in. Good podcast. I want to ask my man over here, Pharaoh, a question. So, got to put you on the spot real quick. Can I do that? The gold couch is still there. We're both in the corners. All right. So, I want to get a little preview for Wednesday. We got Lessons of Love coming up. And then we're going to try to do a little bit of each in the podcast. There's a little preview for the next one. All under the BNY network. Lessons of Love coming up. What is the way relationships work like in Bahrain? If you can talk on that. How is men and women interaction?
I would say over there it's a little bit more old school, where
Define the old school.
where you have a man who provides for a woman or can do certain things for a woman. That makes him more desirable. I mean, you interact with women from all types of countries, whether it's Thailand, Romania, Ethiopia, Kenya, South African.
So you got a
things
melting
like that. Being American, they look at you as a man of means who can provide for them in numerous forms and give them a better way of life by bringing them to the U.S. So in a lot of cases, you're taken care of as a man, right? I mean, when a young lady comes to your house, you don't have to worry about cleaning up or washing dishes or washing your own clothes. You're taken care of.
What was that when she comes over to your house?
Absolutely.
Like you saw, like you say, hey baby, come over today.
When she's spending time with, if she sees things that needs to get done around the house, in most instances, if she's for you, she'll take care of it.
And what descent we talking about? You mentioned a whole lot of different nationalities there.
I mean, the nationality doesn't matter in most cases. If she's for you, she's more inclined to want to do these things for you.
Is this girlfriend?
Whether it's girlfriend,
does it matter?
In a lot of cases, it doesn't matter, right? But you got to understand that in most instances, I'm not saying all, they're looking for something. You know what I'm saying? But over there, I have a policy that, okay, I understand you're looking for something. Let's see if we can get on the same page. Because I understand, I might not be looking for a better way of life or resources or whatever. If you feel that I can provide a certain thing that you need, let's see how we can come together and I get what I want and you get what you going out of the situation as well.
True.
I mean, it might be where you come to my house and you cook for me 3 days a week and wash my clothes.
Right.
And I might, whether it's money that you want or, a place to stay or, access to certain things.
Got you.
I could do that for you. And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm using you or you're using me. It's just you're using what you have to get what you need, and I'm doing the same thing. I have resources, right?
And of course,
access to certain things.
And of course, you're engaging in consensual sexual relations around this time too, as well.
That's a part of it as well. That's a part of the negotiation because
the negotiation, the unwritten rules.
Well, I mean, it is, right? I mean, like I tell
Real
women,
loud, though. Real
like I tell
talk,
women
real
here in the
talk.
U.S., right? Like if I'm being taken care of by a woman, why would I want to be anywhere else? So she's gonna make herself the most enjoyable place that I could be. A lot of times it includes sex.
I mean, because men, that's kind of our one of our biggest drives.
Hey, we're animalistic. Let's not get away from who we are.
Primal.
It's primal. Let's not act like we're anything different from that.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to say. I want to ask a lot more questions from that. I don't know what your availability is for next week, but this is the one question I'll ask you to keep on to as well.
Okay.
Women and for the people, Bahrain, where exactly is that in the world?
Bahrain is located in the Arabian Gulf. It's between Iran, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. It's a small island nation of about 1 million people. It is a kingdom because they're ruled by a king. But you know, most Americans don't even know this place exists. But
The initiated do.
most Americans believe the Middle East is about terrorism and suicide bombers and things
That's
like
mainstream
that.
media.
But I'm going to tell you, it's one of the most beautiful places that you can ever go visit. It's actually one of the safest countries in the world, believe it or not.
Hey.
So if you
Can't
ever
argue
have
with
a
numbers.
chance to go visit, you should.
So this is what I ask you. Don't answer it right now. I want you to compare the women you met abroad, overseas, versus American women, and then I'd like you to explain the differences of what you have seen.
You said you want me to.
Yeah, not right now. We can
Answer?
talk about off pod, but not right now. Not right now. We ain't gonna burn it. So we ain't gonna burn that one because I got it.
He's like, I can talk about it.
Yeah, I know you can.
That's something for you. Hey, you see that shit? That nigga's like, he put out the knife. Like, yo, I got one in the chamber. You ready?
No. Because I mean,
Oh,
it's,
nah.
it's,
Okay,
I mean,
all right. I'm going to chill.
Don't burn it. Don't burn the topic. You coming back. You coming back. Just
We're gonna
pause
come back
right
to
there.
it.
We'll talk
We're gonna
off
come back
pod.
to
We'll
it,
talk
though.
off pod. We'll
He
talk
was
off pod.
ready.
Yeah, I know he was.
ready.
I know he was. Just out of curiosity, real quick, just one question. How many? You dealt with a lot of American women.
yes, I have.
Okay, that's it. That's all I want to know. All right.
Preference.
Well experienced. Hey, round of applause. Hey, great podcast. Great podcast. Hey, yeah. Round of applause for yourself.
And then we still do it.
Hey, the headphones are coming back. All the headphones had certain issues. Even these. You say I got one off, one on. It's for a reason.
We got some work to do.
Yeah, I've been talking to my guy over at Sweetwater. Shout out to my man. Hey, shout out to Sweetwater John too as well. Shout out to Will Bowser, Quality Touch Studios. We got the same connect when it comes to studio equipment.
QT.
Yeah, Will Bowser, number love for you. Gonna have you on the pod here soon. Around the room, let's start with the Go Couch. Miko. Final thoughts, always uninterrupted.
As always, I will say to have love for self, love for your family. Dom. I said Dom, as in Dom Toretto from the freaking.
I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Down coming from the sky. Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, for real though. Like, just take care of yourself first and foremost at the end of the day, because nobody else is gonna take care of you better than you. All right, so just keep at yourself. All right, so that's it.
Just keep it on the Go Couch, Pharaoh. I like I say Pharaoh. We just went with it. Hey, do you even show anybody the wrist too as well?
Yo, Pharaoh is it. That's his name from now on. That's Pharaoh right there.
Being that this is my first podcast, I didn't know I was gonna have so much fun. But
Yeah, come back.
What I definitely learned from this is, I'm a little bit older, but I still learned a lot. So even though we feel like we've done it all and everything else, you can still learn a little bit extra from the person next to you. So just keep an open mind.
Absolutely.
True.
And see where it leads you from there.
Out of curiosity, just for the people, because I asked this question on Lessons to Love. How old are you, if you don't mind?
I'm turning 42 next week.
Say black don't crack,
Hey,
nigga.
congratulations.
Black don't crack.
Congratulations.
That's all I want to say.
I learned a lot from this man. He don't look 42, but I learned.
Nah, hey.
Hold up, I'm like, well, shit, I'm 36.
Shit.
39, I just had it ready. Like, you 2 years older than me.
When you turn 42?
August 20th.
Oh, you got a birthday coming up.
I said next week.
That's
Next
why we
week,
going
next
to St.
week.
Thomas,
Next
B.
week.
I missed that one. I missed that time. Oh, yeah, that's why you're going to St. Thomas. Oh,
Exactly.
St. Thomas, my
Don't
nigga.
worry.
That was me first.
I need to
Don't
go.
worry.
I
I
need to
will
go.
be bringing
Uh-oh.
what's over there with me.
Hey,
You ain't talking about no liquor.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey, Red Throne.
Oh man, yo, today, I'm laughing and shit, clapping it up. Look, yo, I'm on the sideline like watching some shit, like I'm in gym, like what? And I'm entertained. Nah, yo, this week was solid. Another great motherfucking week, and for what a effing week, you know?
What a fucking week.
Look. America and the world at large never ceases to amaze me with the amount of content that it provides us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go outside of the week and you can have 3, 4, 5 topics to talk about because there's just so much going on. I want to tell everybody out there, man, a little cleanup. Share, Showtime, you know what I'm saying? Watch the show. Take the time out to like and subscribe to us, man. But I want to say, like, because there's so much going on, like, yo, this is what we do. This is why we do it. Because look, even us, we can't talk about everything that's going on. We are in our own little corner of society, and we pick and choose, boom, boom, boom. But this is what we do. We talk about it. We like to enjoy, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it isn't about the topics for us at this point. It's like, yo, we have a few drinks. We're in good company. We talk about certain things. And that's how we do.
Absolutely.
You know, but I tell anyone, like, I heard a saying this week, smart men talk about people. Wise men talk about ideas. You know what I'm saying? So that should always be in the forefront. How are you or your group of individuals are working to better society? You know what I'm saying? What ideas are you postulating going forward? You know, we talk about people on this podcast. We talk about situations, but you know, at the end of the day, all of our minds are always churning. I believe everyone wants to make things around them and in their environment better.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. Like, yo, how? Okay, we might not disagree with this, but you know what? What are you doing? What do you want to do? What are you doing to make things better around you? And that's what it's all about. Like, don't ever think that your contribution is anything less than someone that's working up at whatever level. It starts somewhere. You know what I'm saying? What's acorns? Palm trees, whatever. No, not acorns. Them big oak trees start at acorns.
Mustard seed.
Yeah. Yeah, mustard seed can move a mountain. Oak trees start at acorns. You start somewhere, you grow from that. And that's what we do here at BNY. That's what we do at What a Effing Week. Lessons in Love. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, thoughts, words that were spoken, as well as, you know, the weekend news. Like, we are creating a brand, an environment, a network where we're going to spread ideas and thoughts. This is a think tank. We want you to take something away from this, to grow, talk about with whomever, and grow and go from there. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a room full of black men.
Black men.
I finally got it this week, though.
Yeah, but it's by yourself. He's waiting for everybody else. He realized that, you know what? I guess it is me.
Oh, it's my week this week. Yo, I'm in a room full of black men, man. Y'all know that's my weekly mantra. And I appreciate and I love every single one of you all. You guys are dope. This is awesome. And anyone, Miko, you know you're always welcome.
Thank you.
He in the group chat.
Pharaoh, whenever
In the
you're
group
in
chat.
town, come through and holler at us. Lessons in Love next week if you can be there.
Wednesday.
Come chop it up with us and drop some dimes on us. Other than that, though, I'm out.
So I guess it's on me. First of all, if I can, I want to apologize for the past few weeks, my absence. I haven't really been here on BNY. There's been things that have taken place on camera that we have talked about off camera to make sure that we give you the best quality show possible. One of those things is that the view you're seeing right now, as far as all of us, is going to completely change. We saw Lessons to Love was. Miko, you saw the new overlays we have.
Absolutely.
Next week, Friday, you're going to see something brand new here on BNY. We're here to give you a better product. We're here to keep growing innovation. Shit, I saw a podcast today. Actually, I can still share it, and I probably will tonight to the page or to the group. It was 3 years ago. It was me sitting up there. The screen was all choppy. You know, I had a shout out to my cousin Pat. I'll show you after this pod too as well. Nell was there. He know. Deb, you was there too as well.
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
The early days.
That's what we had. That's why I had my laptop that wasn't working so well. You know, it was hooking off of Wi-Fi trying to run a podcast out of here with a whole bunch of equipment that's not even here anymore. So the growth has been amazing. And it hasn't been just through me. It's been through this man right here. Shout out this man on my left too as well, who helped bring BNY in the place that it is too as well. Shout out man Nate for even come up with the name of BNY. Miko, you've been fantastic. Always been a soldier along the way that we can call on. And hey, yeah, a Pharaoh here too as well. You know, goddamn Ramses won. You know, grace this man presence. You know, hey, be careful with that Red Sea though. I don't want you to get fucked up over there. But nah, number love for all y'all in this room. Number love. But here on out, we'll make sure we give you the best quality product we can.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about, like I said, the overlays. I'm talking about the ticker at the bottom. That shows exactly what we're talking about. Different way comments come in. You see these gaming channels that do amazing things out there. We're going to be on the same point. I told Nell, I said, give me 2 months. Next week, I saw the overlays for Lessons in Love. We moving at a certain point right now. LeVar Ball voice, speaking to existence. All right?
Absolutely. Facts.
Hey, give us our 4 years, 85 mil. Shout out to Lonzo. Hey, with that, with all that being said, once again, number love to our constituents for the night, our panel, Miko, Pharaoh, Dev, Nell, Kiana, Amber, Nick, everybody that contributes to the BNY network, Veronica. If I miss anybody at this point?
That's it.
Are you sure? Is everybody? Because somebody going to be mad if I miss their name. That's why I never name names. I always say everybody. But nah, number love for y'all. Let's bring the outro in.
All right.
Let's do it.